Now we would like to say a little about preparing pigeons, feeding pigeons during flights, preparing pigeons for individual efforts. Beginning of the season, as we know, these are short flights, 1.5 hour and 2 hour efforts, and here we must pay attention to the pigeons being light. If we want to achieve these top results, we pay attention not to burden the pigeon organisms. We do not give any oilseeds in our feeds. We do not give legumes primarily before the flight, because all this is really unnecessary for the pigeon. Maybe I will tell you how it looks at our first flights to Category A. As we all know, we fly on Prima feeds, and maybe based on these feeds I will tell how it looks on our loft. The cauldron of fly fodders that we use is bomb food. This is Zonta, RL Extra are our fodders that we mix, and this is our fodder. In addition, we provide diet food, give light digestible, carbohydrate food, and on flights where the effort is over 5 hours we add food widow. This is oil-based food, energy. And now the pigeons say they are coming back from the flight. Earlier we talked about the fact that we feed pigeons 3-phase, that is, after arriving, the stuffed cabbage gets definitely dietary, easily digestible feed. This karma is strengthened with the flight karma over time. I talked about flight karma before. And now yes, depending on how much time we have, very good feeding is such that pigeons feed often, so that they do not eat too much. Then there is better digestion and pigeons better absorb this karma, i.e. more often and less. We start with diet and easily digestible feed, then we strengthen this feed with flight feed, and in the last evening feed we feed the pigeons with flight feed. The result is that the pigeons are recovering very quickly, and in fact 2 or 3 days, and are ready for the next flight. I can translate it now to what our rec said because it is nice to listen to, but now let's hear what science has to do with it. The way the pigeon comes back is known to be sourdough. It is known that we must rebuild it, and it was our rec who told you. 3-phase, feed graduation, why we do it. Why small portions are served. If a pigeon eats itself, if it is just full as a barrel, we take away its oxygen. Oxygen is also used for digestion. This pigeon arrives on an oxygen debt. He can barely catch his breath. We feed him with spicy karma, and this is a mistake, because all restitution processes, and thus lactate lumping, also use oxygen. If this oxygen is not there, because this pigeon uses it for digestion and will immediately charge like a bomb, then we inhibit this whole effect of lactate breaking. This pigeon gets lethargic and the whole process is disturbed, so it is better less and more often, and to strengthen this karma, and this pigeon simply rebuilds better. These whole restitution processes are much better. Otherwise he adapts to this effort for all this reconstruction. Well, science talks about it, and now our rec goes on as we feed. Now yes, if it was a short flight, minimal effort, then feeding looks very easy with us. Monday, Tuesday is 50% of the flight feed I was talking about, and 50% of mixed diet feed. We use spooning. All the time we make sure that the pigeons are light. Wednesday, Thursday is flight food. Friday flight food, I said about it earlier, this is the caramel kettle. On Friday, we pay attention to give pigeons carbohydrate food, that there is no protein in it, that there are no oil seeds that would unnecessarily burden the pigeon during 1 hour, 2 hours, or there, even 3 hours. Very cool karma. This is Jerry's. She's called Omega. Exactly, it's on the basis of Jerry's karma, as L-Kopyto said, based on the karma of Jerry's Wurzel lag. Mr. Anjay created Omega karma very similar. A lot of carbohydrate seeds, corn, paddy rice, which are easily digestible and provide energy to pigeons that do not burden you. This is the karma we serve on Friday. On Saturday before basketing, a handful of super diets food also from Prima, so that the pigeons drink. This is one feeding in the morning, and so do the pigeons. And here I said about these flights. Short. Yes, where effort is up to 5 hours. Maybe now I will translate it into science again. It's fun to listen, and now we will tell what science says. In the preparation of exactly this feed and the feeding this week, our rec said Monday, Tuesday. Monday, Tuesday is also lactate breaking. The question is how coping with lactate is a measure of sport performance. If the body is better trained, if it has better adaptation to muscular effort, if it has better DNA, it is simply adaptive muscle, then it is simply faster with lactate. Well, but we take into account, we do not enjoy 1 pigeon, 2. We approach the form of such a trainer. In us the measure of the result is the result of the group. We never go for individuals, because we know that outstanding individuals will come from this unit, from this group. And now what science says? Science says that outstanding individuals are better at leaching lactate and breaking down karma and other stories. Well, we are to fly on a team basis. Build a category, build a team, win in betting, and that's why we have to do it in terms of learning. And now colleagues, what else science says, that is, on Tuesday this food is still leaching of lactate, so if we need some antioxidant or some parsley, vitamin C, we use it the most. If long training sessions are not recommended there, we do not chase these pigeons. We give them a rest there. If they want to fly 15 to 20 minutes, it is better that they train 15 to 20 minutes. We watch them train, we do not chase the pigeons with the flag so that they do not know how to torture, because we look how the player reacts to it. Well, science says that there is such a thing as a glycemic index. You probably have not heard about it. Once, when we crawled somewhere in this sport, I read a lot, searched a lot. Well, I translated such an article. Even when I was more Kumati from German, there was an article about feeding and was feeding on the principle of color. I didn't know what was going on at all. I thought it was a figment, but the glycemic index was used there. Feeding on a color basis. At that time, the Dutch fed the white and yellow food at the end of the week. This is nothing but glycemic carbohydrate indexes. And the indexes, for example, fed at the beginning of the week with foods of a different color, these are foods and other glycemic indexes. And now to explain to you what this index is about. The donut has a glycemic index of 100, and if we eat this donut after 15 minutes we will have insulin burst into the blood, we will have the energy that will stimulate us very much. But this energy, this glycemic index, we will not use it, this energy that is delivered in a short time by this donut completely. We will be excited after 15 minutes, and then we will feel bad because simply the energy that our body has not used here and now will be converted into fat. And seeds with low glycemic indexes, for example barley, may not be as caloric, they will not provide this energy anymore, but this energy is distributed in time. The glycemic index of barley is say 21, 20. I get 2 energy points now, in half an hour I get another 2 energy points, in the next 2 hours I get 2 energy points again. Maybe this energy gets little, but it is distributed in time. And on this basis, using this glycemic index, we can also use it in breeding. And hence, this carbohydrate food that has glycemic indexes, maybe not high, for example the glycemic index of corn, it is from 50 to 70, it depends on the color of this corn and it already tells us how to deal with this energy. Sunflower's glycemic index is 33. And now we have the glycemic index and have energy value, and we as breeders, as trainers based on the glycemic index and based on the energy value decide how to feed these pigeons. There can be no talk in this program as our rec says.